Hi guys, thanks for taking the time out to watch through this webcast. Today we will be covering a short introduction into the world of food deliveries and how you can actually offer this yourself. So we will be covering a few different areas, kicking off with the opportunity itself and why you should really consider offering a delivery service. I'll then run through a few bits and pieces surrounding the techie side of deliveries, the different options that are available, and some surrounding pieces of information around future focus for restaurants and the F&B industry in general. Finally, I will then finish off by giving you a brief overview of how you can actually get up and running ASAP and some contact details should you wish to find out any more information regarding this topic. So the food delivery market is expanding year on year on year. In 2018, the UK market was estimated to be valued at £8.1 billion. It's growing extremely quick. It's become a huge part of the hospitality industry, with the current rate of growth being 3 times that of on-premise sales. It's advertised on TV, radio, the underground, and within a few clicks, we can have our local takeaway, piping hot, ready to eat from our front door. So as a nation, we simply love ordering deliveries, and there really is an opportunity for every single restaurant business out there to get involved. Now, out of those that order deliveries, they often order twice a month with an average spend of just under £10. If you think about that, that's a really healthy amount of business for you from a loyal customer. So having an individual that uses your services at least 2 times per month. Now, they'll also tend to fit within a certain demographic. So before COVID-19 really pushed the entire population towards deliveries, if you were between the ages of 18 to 29, you're actually much more likely to order a takeaway than maybe that of someone older. Again, there could be multiple reasons for this, which I will touch upon later. But as you can see from that infographic there on the right-hand side, food delivery in general is a huge contributor to the F&B industry already, and it's not something to be overlooked. Now, when it comes to deliveries and takeaways, we know convenience is king. And one business that's really taken the idea of convenience to the forefront is Deliveroo. The ability for a restaurant to quickly offer a delivery service without really having to change their operation at all has led to over 80,000 restaurants partnering with them and over 45,000 daily users in the UK alone. And they're not the only one, with other apps such as Uber Eats and Just Eat not too far behind them in terms of numbers. On the flip side of that though, many restaurant owners are actually looking at other options in order to focus on their profit margin and really maximize their returns when they're offering deliveries. With the expected growth of deliveries supported by these kind of aggregators, the industry is set to be worth a whopping $200 billion worldwide by 2025. So this rate of growth starts to give you a sense on how deliveries could actually become the new norm. Now, one of the main challenges you will have with offering a delivery service is that you're not face-to-face hands-on with a customer, and technology really starts to play a key role in the operation. So it's absolutely essential that you get that right, and there's actually several components that are involved in that. Now, first things first is taking the order itself. There's lots of different ways that this can happen. The simplest and probably most traditional form of ordering a delivery would be the telephone. So having a direct line that a customer can call into in order to actually place that order over the phone. So that's quite a simple and fairly understood concept. However, as we know, we're very much moving into a digital age, and we talk about the convenience of deliveries, and that convenience feeds into the way that we actually order as well. One of the easiest ways for a consumer may be the use of a website or an app on a smartphone. Now, this could either be your personal branded app or website, or it could actually be the use of a third party again, such as Deliveroo, and both of these options have their pros and cons. So having your own branded app can really help in your task to actually build your online image and your marketing and the way that you want this to come across to the customer. With less staff to customer interaction, this really is absolutely vital. However, on the other hand, using someone like Deliveroo could potentially open you up to a larger market that you otherwise may have actually been unable to tap into. The drawback, however, is that they do take a commission percentage on every order, as opposed to your own branded app, which would more than likely be a fixed monthly fee, therefore giving you a higher return. It's definitely something that you need to weigh up. But interestingly, the National Restaurant Association survey found that more than half of consumers were actually ordering their delivery directly through the restaurant's personal app or website. So you can always try both, maybe just to maximize potential customers and see which one works best for you. Now, once the order's been taken, it all comes down to how we actually manage those orders. So having an all-in-one POS system accommodates this, and it makes the process much more streamlined. For instance, a phone order could be assisted with a caller ID function. So this allows you to recognize who that customer is when they call, therefore building more of a relationship, and it also saves you time on taking their address down. An all-in-one POS can also be integrated into your personal app or your website, meaning that you don't need to double up on manual processes. So when an order comes in, it can go directly through to your kitchen without that need to then rekey that order or maybe write it on a piece of paper. Furthermore, having an integration with a third-party app such as Deliveroo or Uber Eats will mean that you simply need to accept that order on your POS screen, confirm it, and away you go. Now, after that, the POS can actually play a central role in the management of the delivery. So, for instance, what stage the order is at? Is it being cooked? Is it ready? Is it on the way with the driver? And in certain cases, it can actually push these notifications back towards the customer to keep them in the loop. So an EPOS really is much more than a till, particularly when it comes to deliveries. It really starts to highlight its power to help run the operation, and it essentially becomes an extra man on your team to streamline the entire process. Now, next up is payments gateway and accounting integration. So in terms of the actual payment for the food, cash upon delivery is always still an option. However, many people do prefer to pay online nowadays. So payment gateways facilitate this, and the vast majority use Stripe. It's also important to think about the way that you manage this source of income as well. So particularly if you're continuing to run a quick service or a table service operation alongside. With recent Making Tax digital laws, it's very, very important that you get this information correct and accurate. And that's where software such as Xero comes in handy, particularly when it's integrated into your POS, because what it will do is start to take out the grunt work for you. Now, the final part of the delivery process is actually taking of the food to the customer itself. Again, here you've got several options. So if you are using a third party such as Deliveroo, they will supply their own drivers, always helpful. However, if you do decide to keep it in-house and use your own drivers for the final mile, you're going to need to consider how you manage this. For instance, at ICO, what we can actually do is supply individual mobile apps that can go onto your driver's phone, and then this can assist with the mapping, the address, and the confirmation of when the food is actually dropped off to the customer. So this is particularly helpful with operations that are maybe medium to large in size. All of these components together give you what we call is an all-in-one approach. And what it does is it ensures your maximum automation to provide a seamless experience for the customers. And again, what it will really help with is making sure that food is delivered within that vital 40-minute window target. Now, I've used this phrase already, but I will use it again. It's very important to recognize that we are coming into this digital age. So the old school style is starting to slowly fade away as restaurants are really starting to streamline processes and using tech to start improving the operation. And it is important that everyone keeps up with that. So regarding deliveries, consumer habits are most certainly changing. As I've mentioned, the growth of the industry in general is increasing rapidly. And again, this can be due to a multitude of factors, such as the convenience to maybe order from an app on your phone. Or it could be the decreased size of properties in busy cities like London and New York, meaning that there's less kitchen space, or in some cases, no kitchens at all. And then, of course, there was the acceleration in attitudes from the pandemic COVID-19 to really push restaurants into deliveries and consumers to stay away from on-site visits. This made delivery a necessity for restaurants, not just a choice. Regardless, the current rate of expansion in the UK for delivery is a 13.4% year-on-year increase, and this is really forming habits for the future. Moving towards offering deliveries and beginning to use the technology to automate that process is a step forward in this digital journey, and it does allow you to start using EPOS to your advantage. but it doesn't stop at the delivery side of things. For instance, if you're offering table service, you should probably know that the biggest frustration mentioned by consumers about eating out was waiting far too long for food. So having technology in place in order to cut down on the order time and the kitchen process ensures that you're providing food much more quickly to your guests, and it can actually help you turn over more tables. You might then want to consider maybe the ability to take reservations as well, or perhaps offer a loyalty scheme in order to further boost your customer retention. Now, past that, what we're also starting to see is where the next wave of focus for hospitality businesses is likely to be, and that is cost control. So within cost control, there are numerous parts, such as inventory management, stock control, controlling your wastage, effective labor planning, analytics, the use of forecasting modules, the list goes on. Now, the need for these features could be firstly due to the increasing pressures on restaurants. For example, a more competitive market, more competition out there. But secondly, what we are really seeing across Europe is that there's a much higher focus on cost control due to government fiscal laws that require much more accurate tracking of your costs and profits. So as a result, your bottom line margin becomes absolutely essential to keep on top of, and that's where these cost control features really start to come into play. Now, back to the delivery side of things, how can we get started quickly? So as you've seen throughout this webcast, there's multiple components involved, and you can really start to scale this to the size of your own operation. So whether that be a small restaurant just starting to offer deliveries for the first time, or whether that be maybe a medium-sized franchise that really wants to start expanding and they have a few locations that they want to offer deliveries for. Now, to give you an idea of what a package could look like to get you up and running, I have added a few different points below. So from a software perspective with ICO, we operate what we call as a pay-as-you-go model, meaning that we're completely contract free. Now, on the hardware side of things, this can be purchased through us, but we do have a focus on the software as this is where the power is. So in regards to the software license, what you'll also get is access to everything that we believe you would need to get kickstarted with some deliveries. So as we run down through the list there, the first thing that you're going to see is the building of the menu onto the POS itself. So send that across to us. We can upload that on there for you. And then the next one is the pre-a-day integration. So pre-a-day, what they can do is offer you both a website and an app, and this will be personalized underneath your name. So you're actually able to take these online orders under your restaurant name, and for these orders to be automatically injected into your POS system for you. Now, again, on the other side, if you would prefer to use a third-party aggregator to get started, we also offer a full direct integration into Deliveroo and Uber Eats as well, without the need for middleware fees like a lot of EPOS systems out there. So there's no third party involved. It's a direct integration between the two. The cloud back office would also be included, giving you access to cost control features such as stock management, forecasting, analytics, and so on. And for the tax return side of things, data can automatically feed into your Xero accounting system. Again, that integration is out of the box and completely free of charge within your software license. Of course, throughout all of this, we will be holding your hand. So through the setup, the training, the support, that all comes as standard with ICO, and we're always there to help. So really from this one package, again, take advantage of what you want, but there's everything you need so that you can actually capture your piece of the delivery market. So next steps, drop us a line. We'll be more than happy to arrange for a personalized demo of some of these key tech components that are needed to get you up and running. Again, we'll completely tailor that to fit your specific needs and requirements to really show you how you can start taking advantage of the delivery market. Now, when we do say we're an all-in-one EPOS system, we really do mean that. We'd love to give you the opportunity to actually see and actually become a part of your future success. Just to give you guys the heads up as well, we will be recording another webcast around the topic of dark kitchens. So for those of you who don't know, this is the term that refers to an operation that is purely delivery and may even have several brands within the same kitchen. So do keep your eyes peeled for that if it's something of interest. I've left a couple of contact details on the slide for you there. So if you would like to get in touch, then do please just pop us an email. So info@ico.co.uk. And there's tons more resources, guys, available on the website. So again, just key that into Google, www.icosoftware.com. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this webcast today around the topic of deliveries and how you can offer that, and actually found it of value. Again, please do get in touch for that demonstration, and we look forward to hearing back from you soon.